Being a Broadway performer is pretty cool. And a lot of hard work, but getting there is even harder. I'm gonna tell you all about it. I'm Adrienne Walker. Welcome to 32 Bar Cut. Welcome to 32 Bar Cut, Broadway Banter. I am Adrienne Walker.
I'm Austin Cook.
And today we are answering your questions.
Hey, it's mail day. We've been getting mail from a lot of you. So we're opening mail. I'm very excited. Mm-hmm. And we're going to read your comments and your questions. And yeah.
We're also going to read comments like that you've said. And also.
It's mail day.
Yeah, mail day.
We haven't planned this. I just printed out our comments and questions, and we're going to go through them. I love mail day. Don't you love getting mail?
I do love getting mail.
It's very exciting.
It's very exciting. Makes you feel special.
So if we mispronounce your names, we apologize. Just tell us in the comments what we did wrong, and we'll fix it because we love talking to you. And if you would like to be featured on Mail Day, all you got to do is drop us. This is my cat meat.
A comment.
Drop us a comment. Tell us what you love. Tell us what you don't like. Tell us your questions, and we're always working on videos. So some of you have asked for videos. We're working on it. We're always kind of working on stuff, but it takes time. And we both got other things going on, and we just do this for free in our spare time. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So hit that subscribe button if you love it. Tell your friends. We're trying to spread the word, get it out there, get more YouTube algorithm to recommend it. It's a crazy world, my friends, this YouTube stuff. Ooh, I'm learning. My mind's exploding. So we get started.
Let's get started.
Shall I read the first one? Or do you want to read the first one?
You read the first one.
Okay. From Taina Hernandez. Where would one go to purchase the PV sheet music?
This is all for you.
This is in response to the episode I did about
your perfect 32 bar cut.
Perfect 32 bar cut. Mm-hmm. Well, that's a good question. Basically, Google is your friend, number one. But if you want to purchase the PV, the best thing to do is to get into Google and type in piano vocal selections, official release or official book for whatever, fill in the blank, The Music Man. Type in something like that and you'll get back results and you'll be able to see, hey, available on Amazon is the official piano, or available on fill in the blank on Hal Leonard site, available on barnesandnoble.com. Whatever it is, you'll see your options, okay? Mm-hmm. And that's what I was referring to in the video, is find the official piano vocal selections, right? And buy the book that way. Or there's also a book downtown. I don't know if they're still open in New York, a famous book that sells all of these. Mm-hmm. So maybe you can find an actual bookstore, a mom and pop bookstore that sells all these, because some of the niche ones do.
I think sometimes they have an online inventory too.
Yeah.
You can call and they can ship it to you if it's something really obscure that you can't find.
Yeah. So then if you can't find to buy the official, that's when I talk about in the rest of the video all the other ways to find things, or reach out to me. If you have a specific question, reach out to us in the comments and say, I have a specific show I can't find. Let me know. Okay.
Next, this is from SkyStudio.
SkyStudio.
Now, the first question is, when emailing the audition tapes, it tells you specifically on what to do. And there's the one that says do a pop country song. Okay. And I was wondering if I only have to do that, or can I do one of the songs from the musical?
Can we stop there?
Yes.
First question.
Let's stop there.
They're referring to Hamilton.
Oh, okay.
They're referring
That's on the Hamilton video?
They're referring to a Hamilton video.
Pop country song.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes they do that. It doesn't really matter because they just want you to feel comfortable. But yeah, if it says do a pop country song, then yes, in answer to your question, prepare a pop country song. Pop. Or whatever, in the world of Hamilton is really what they're saying.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Don't do that. So do a pop song in the world of Hamilton. Again, as with all of our videos, it's not about picking some random country song like Carrie Underwood, Jesus Take the Wheel, and then trying to get in Hamilton. It needs to be in the world of Hamilton, okay, when you pick it, number one. And yes, they asked for that, so just prepare that, and that's all you'll do. Don't submit extra stuff. Don't submit anything from Hamilton. Just prepare what they asked to prepare.
Would Lil Nas X be an option?
Sure, if you can sing the hell out of it. It's not really a great audition cut because
it doesn't go anywhere.
It doesn't do anything. It doesn't really showcase anything. You got to pick something. Again, watch my video about the perfect 32-bar cut or our other videos about preparing these auditions. You need to make sure that it has arc, that it has depth, that it's showing off your voice, that it it needs to have those things. It can't just be a boring monotone, audition. Anyway, that's the first question. What's the second one?
And my second question is, when going to the audition on the stage in front of the casting director, do they give you what they want to see performed? Parentheses, like a specific song for the musical, parentheses, or do we just perform whatever?
Great question.
Number one, you will never probably ever audition on a stage unless you are going to a regional theater and they own the house and they're having auditions on stage. You only see stage Broadway auditions or Broadway theater auditions in TV and film. It very rarely happens unless the theater owns the house. Anytime you're on stage in a Broadway theater, they have to pay the crew to be there. So there's never auditions on stage.
Yeah, it's a good point. I think, sometimes what happens is in the movies and in TV shows, whenever you see an audition scene, it's always like on stage at the theater. That doesn't happen in real life.
It's very romantic, but it doesn't happen.
Yeah, it doesn't happen. But this question is referring to Hamilton. So what you mean is you're saying when you go to Telsey or you go to Pearl Studios or something for a Hamilton audition, what was the question?
Do they give you the music?
They'll tell you what to do.
Yeah.
So like if you're a dancer, for instance, showing up to your first dance audition, you don't have sides from the show. They just ask you to sing 16 bars or 32 bars, I can't remember, but of a pop country song or whatever it is. So you would just prepare that. But in answer to your question, they're going to tell you exactly what they want. So when you go to this audition, it will say in the comments, even if it's a general call, it'll say prepare a 16-bar or 32-bar cut in the style of the show. So you'll do that. Okay. What I'm referring to, I think in that video when talking about sides, that'll be clear. So say the next round you come back, they will say, learn these specific sides. And then you will learn those specific sides for the show, but it'll be clear. They will tell you what they want. You won't have to guess.
And for Hamilton, it's usually a packet. So they would email you a Dropbox link. You would download that, and it'd be a packet of everything they want you to specifically learn.
Yeah, but they'll spell it out for you. And if they don't, or if for some reason between the agent, or if you don't have an agent, whatever in the email, if it's confusing, just reach out and clarify.
They're very kind.
Everyone's happy to.
They want you to have a good audition. So
yeah. Next.
K Smile 497.
Hey, K Smile 497.
Would you two be able to do a video on the importance of being able to read music? For example, being able to sight sing, play on the spot in auditions or rehearsals.
Yeah,
nice. That's a great question.
That's a great question. Can we do a video? Sure. We may not do a video, like a whole video on that subject, but thank you for the question. You are right. It is a very important skill to have. Now, is it a deal breaker? Absolutely not. There are ways,
there are ways around it.
Not everybody knows how to read music or to sight sing. That's a very specific and difficult skill to learn. So if you don't have that skill, you don't have to feel bad or like you can't make it on Broadway. There are plenty of people starring on Broadway that I've worked with who don't read music. It's not a good thing necessarily. It makes it a lot harder for them. But it's not a deal breaker, so don't stress. But is it helpful to learn? Absolutely. There are apps that you can use that will help your sight singing or skills. You can enroll in online courses to help your sight singing and to being able to read music. So it's definitely something that you'll want to learn or to continue to increase that skill. I don't know if I answered the question, but
I think you did. I'd like to add something too, is that I've been in a lot of rehearsal rooms where it's mixed, where some actors do read and others don't. And you're just always on the more fortunate side if you can, because you're going to pick up the music. You're going to be able to see where you're going, where your melody line or harmonic line is going. And even if you're recording the rehearsals, you'll be able to retain it better simply because you have the visual that you understand and you know how to read music. For the actors that don't know how to read music, they're kind of beholden to their recording devices and learning everything by rote. And that can be great for memorization skills because they learned it by rote, and so they've got it memorized because they have to. So it's always best to learn the music, but I have been in spaces on every level where there are actors who know how to read and actors who don't, and we're all just making it work. And the great thing about the difference between opera and musical theater is that they are going to plunk the notes for you in musical theater, where in opera, you're expected to know everything the day you get there.
Yep.
And I've never been in a situation, I'm not an instrumentalist though, but Austin's been in plenty of situations where he has to play on the spot. But I've never, as an actor, had to play anything on the spot. Have I had to be kind of decent at sight reading? Yes. Sometimes that can be a challenge. It can be a little embarrassing to ask them to play something for you a few times. It's always best to have a recording device and do a little work at home and get it down before you go back to rehearsal the next day, or even on breaks.
Yeah, you use the word play. I'm not sure if you mean like playing for an audition as a pianist or if you mean like
guitar
auditioning for, but you won't have to sight read
Not in
as a
auditions,
musician.
no.
And
And if they want you to sing anything extra in your auditions that you have not previously learned, they will give you a moment with the pianist in the room to learn it. You may not be great at it. You know, it might catch you off guard, but I've seen that happen.
musical theater is so low stress as far as this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Opera and like more serious stuff is like, or for musicians,
Differences.
for like me or something, it's a lot more stress. But people are like, as far as actors are concerned, it's pretty easy. There's not a lot of expectation. Okay, Micha Thomas. Hello, I've been watching so many of your videos lately and you truly inspire me. Oh, that's really nice.
Thank you.
I'm sure she's talking to you on one of your videos. I got into acting and performing my sophomore year of high school, and I'm still passionate about it today. That's awesome. I just finished an online performance of The Diary of Anne Frank.
Awesome.
My
Congratulations.
biggest goal in the future is to perform on Broadway no matter my role, and so many people are supporting me. I'm just confused on what path I should start to get closer to even auditioning for a Broadway show in the future.
Let me tell you, Broadway World has an email that they send every day of auditions. And these auditions can be regional. They can also be from New York theater and Broadway theater. And I don't remember when I signed up for this, but I've been getting these emails, I kid you not, no lie, every night at midnight for the past 7 or 8 years. And sometimes I submit in the past, I have submitted for these auditions. And the range of submissions runs the gamut. Right now, everything seems to be virtual, but it used to be that you needed to be in New York or you needed to be in Chicago or that certain market. Other times, you just needed to send an email and they would send you the materials and you could send a video. So I would suggest getting on BroadwayWorld.com and finding out how to get this email service. Forgive me because I don't remember how I did it 8 years ago when I first started getting it.
Yeah.
But to this day, I still check just to see, what shows are coming up? And I'll send it to my friends if I think they're good for a show or that they would love to be a part or in the running of something. I still send these emails out to people like, hey, check this out, you know?
The point is just get on Google and
you have to be proactive.
yeah, just get on Google and look for, there are not just Broadway World, that's a good one, but there's lots of services that alert actors to auditions. So look for the auditions.
You have to be proactive. It's not going to fall in your lap, especially if you don't have an agent that can get you in the room. You have to do the work.
Yeah.
I have gone to countless auditions before I was union that didn't pay or paid like $98 a week just so I could get in front of directors and just so I could get my resume filled up and stuff. And so you may have to do a little grunt work that you don't really want to do, but eventually you will work your way up. You just have to be tenacious and don't give up.
Yeah, agreed. Let us know if that's clear, but basically get after it. Audition, look for the information, audition, and just keep.
Yeah. And if you're in a city where you don't have a lot of auditions coming your way, you can either save up some money so that you can fly to New York for some auditions or fly to Chicago for some auditions, or you can relocate to a city that has a richer theater community in it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, next, Jess Caley, one of our super fans.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's a super fan.
Well, we don't know, but you're always with us when we're chatting.
You're always with us in the comments, and we love you.
Shout out to Jess.
Yes. Who sings your theme song? I like it. It's really cool, smiley face.
Thank you.
Hey.
Austin and I are singing it.
Actually, it's the two of us singing it.
Yeah.
You wondered who the guy was, probably. You probably knew it was Adrienne, but the guy is me.
Maybe she didn't know.
The what? No, maybe she didn't know, but they know you're a performer and a singer, so it's more obvious that you're singing.
Austin sings too.
But yeah, so that's
me. And
me.
he wrote it too.
A Broadway star on 32 bar car. I started in a different key, too high.
Yeah, that's why I sang in unison with you, because I was like, there's no chance.
But also, I changed my voice in the theme song to be more musical theater-y.
Yeah.
Because I don't normally sing like that, but I like, whenever I'm doing my musical theater voice, I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm like,
what was your inspiration for the song?
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I wanted it to be like very musical theater first off, so I wanted it to be like,
yeah, it has that.
Because at musical theater, that's always what they do, that little two.
If you don't know what song she's referring to, that means you haven't watched 32 Bar Cut, the show.
Yeah, watch the show. There's a theme song and everything. It's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so thank you, Jess. That's really, really kind. Morgan White, this is awesome. Thank you. Could you maybe talk more about how you organize your self-tape videos? What order you put things in?
Morgan, that is a great question. Okay, so I am lucky in that I do not have to organize my self-tape videos because I will tape my slate, which is my introduction of myself. I will tape my scenes or my song, and then I send it all to my agent, and they organize it however the casting director wants it. So usually when you're submitting your own self-tapes, the casting director will tell you exactly what they want. They will tell you if they want the video all neatly put together, slate, song, scene, slate, scene, song. They will let you know what order they want it in if they want it in a complete video. But most times casting directors want separate videos, as if they were able to just click on this. I want to hear this song. I want to hear this scene. And they usually like it separate. So I can't speak in detail and with confidence on that, but that has been my experience. And I hope that answers your question.
Good question. Next, BrognaArts. Have you two ever thought about teaching masterclasses together? I feel like that would be an amazing experience. Well, that's very kind. Thank you. No,
I've thought of teaching one solo, but that was before Austin and I started doing 32 Bar Cut together. So
I love teaching masterclasses. Sheila teaches masterclasses, sure. But I guess we haven't really thought about it doing it together, but it kind of makes sense because I could play and she could. I
think what's probably keeping us from doing something like that is the whole marketing part of it. Yeah. Because we would love to just sit down, do the class, help a bunch of people, and leave. But then the whole business side of advertising the masterclass and then selling the masterclass and all that just sounds really daunting. And I don't want to do that.
Well, if you're saying like do it for a career, the answer is no. Like we're performers, so we want to do that. But like every once in a while, or I guess someone like
once a year, twice a year.
Yeah, somebody reached out and we were like, we really want you to do masterclass. And then if we could afford to take off of work and all
to do it,
then we'd love to do it.
Because I am doing one for a theater I worked for. It was like my first principal role. It's a community theater in Hammond, Indiana. Like I'm doing a masterclass for them this fall. Yep. And if that goes well and smoothly, maybe Austin and I will do more together. But like Austin said, it's not something that we are passionate about planning. So
I love teaching or whatever, but I'm not passionate about like doing it for a living right now because I'm a performer. I want to.
You want to ride that wave while you can.
Yeah.
While your knees are still good.
No.
Okay.
Next question from Anna.
All right, so Anna Dragovich was one of our winners for the giveaway, for the merch giveaway. Awesome. So, and I'm probably still mispronouncing your name. Forgive me. Okay, so thank you so much for sharing your insights In the past, I have given the tempo by quietly singing the first 1 to 2 bars to the accompanist. I feel like this keeps me from nervously accelerating the tempo in the moment. Is that an all right way to do it? Or would it be better to just count?
Yeah, I love this question because we actually kind of talk about that in the video a little bit. But it's a great way to do it. Singing the first 1 to 2 bars is a great way to give the accompanist, like we talk about in the video, a feel of what's to come, like whether you're back, kind of your style, are you back phrasing, also the tempo. But it's best, in my opinion, to do a hybrid version where you give a tempo, 1, 2, 3, 4, in the da da dee da 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 dee da da, done. That if you do some kind of hybrid version of it where it's a clear tempo and you're singing, that helps the accompanist to not only know the tempo and to not only know if they're in the right world, but back phrasing. It gives them a sense of whether you're back phrasing or not based on the page. So do that. Awesome. Next, April Grant.
April Grant.
Another one, April's always in the comments, and so we appreciate. Thank you, April.
Hi, April.
We love that you're engaged, and we're right here with you. One of the questions she asked, I think she's asked a few questions, but the first one, when asked, what else do you have? Should you ever sing a classical piece at an audition?
I would love to answer that
Yeah.
one. Okay, so I think that's great because it shows that you can do, it sounds like you can do either. You can do musical theater, you can do classical, and it's great that you have that versatility, but I don't think you should ever utilize that option unless you are singing, you are going in for a show where it's legitimate, you know, like, so if you're going in for Carousel, for example, and maybe your first tune was more musical theater and not so much golden age, and you want to show them that you can do golden age, but maybe you don't have it in your rep, so you want to pull out a classical piece instead, then you can do that, and then they'll have a better idea of how versatile your voice is. But with the exception of Kiss Me Kate and Porgy and Bess, I have never pulled out a classical piece, especially since I moved away from that early in my career. And whenever I did, they always asked for something else. So you have something more belt with that shows off your belt and not my classical chops. So I kind of did away with all of my classical rep. And so yeah, I don't think you should do it unless it's valid for that show.
Yeah. Like if
it's great to have it in your book, though.
If you're auditioning for Carlotta in Phantom of the Opera, she's an opera singer in the show.
So you wouldn't do anything, you wouldn't belt
you wouldn't
that
do musical
anyway.
theater. You would do. So absolutely only do it if it's relevant to the show.
Yeah.
She also asked, how does this channel not have 1 million subscribers?
Whoa.
April.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's very kind. Well, the reason, in answer to your question, the reason we don't have 1 million subscribers is number one, because we're pretty new.
Yeah.
Adrienne started this past year during all the shutdown.
I started it on September 14th.
Really?
Of 2020.
That's awesome. And
Yeah.
that's so cool.
Yeah, that's true. And I say that to say the Lion King's coming back this year, September 14th. So it's kind of like a year later.
So a lot of channels started, 5 years ago. So, like a lot.
Yeah.
And we're relatively.
We just have to put in the work.
We're relatively new. So, but if people like you share and tell your friends and all that stuff, then we'll keep growing, and we're excited about it. We just hit 500 subscribers recently. We keep going up. So that's very exciting. Very exciting. Lisa Dennett.
I know Lisa.
You know Lisa?
We did a class together with Heidi Marshall.
Love it.
Love Heidi Marshall, by the way. Hi, Lisa.
Lisa says, what show should we do? Is going to be my new focusing tool to listen to when on a callback.
Yes. Yeah.
What show should we do for the callback? Dum, 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 dum.
What show should we do for the callback?
That's what she was referring to. For all those who didn't see it, we sang that song as a ditty. Sometimes we sing.
Yeah.
We sing a lot, actually, in the house. We sing a lot of time. We make up songs constantly, so that kind of bled into it.
Yeah, but we always forget them, and that one just happened to be recorded. So there you go.
Thank you, Lisa.
But I do love mentioning, though, when you are on your way to an audition, it's great to have like a a playlist of your character so that you can just kind of like stay focused.
Absolutely. Caden Willie 411. Such an amazing soon. Oh,
I think he meant
song. Show. Probably show.
Show.
Such an amazing show. Even though I'm 16, The Lion King is my dream one day, and I possibly even want to audition for the ensemble. I may be young, but I will not give up. Any tips?
Yes, don't give up. Don't give up.
You said it.
My first audition for The Lion King was an open call that I had to leave. Yeah. And then 4 months later, I think I got an actual audition that I could send a tape in for. And, we've been doing this career now. This is our alternative career. Neither of us had really planned to be in musical theater. And so we started late, and you're 16. So you're already at an advantage. You know what you want to do at 16. Mm-hmm. And so Austin and I got a lot of setbacks. Early on, during, even now, it's a very insecure type of career path. And so you just have to never give up. Like you said here, I will not give up. Keep that in mind. And as far as like practical tips, I would say keep honing all your skills. The things that you do well, be great at them. Be even greater than you could possibly imagine. And then the things that you are kind of your weaknesses, work on them too, but really focus on the things that you do well, so that you can be amazing at that. That's some advice that I got from my friend Erin Leffler does an interview series called The Drawing Board, and she interviewed a guitarist, and that was his advice, and I thought it was really good advice. It's secondhand information, so go watch that because then you'll know better. But what other tips do you have?
That's the tips. Basically, set your sights on something and go for it.
Yeah.
And don't let anything discourage you or stop you,
And it's not magic. You have to put in the
work.
Yeah.
It's hard work.
Yeah. Geoffrey Cope.
You make a really good point. Oh, this must be referring to
32 bar cut.
Well, yeah.
The perfect 32 bar cut.
My intro is literally 30 seconds before I start singing, and it drives me crazy. I think I need to cut it down a fair amount. Jeffrey, thanks for watching, number one. And yes, absolutely, cut it down. Don't have a 30-second intro, because then it's distracting to the team. They're like,
and then you just have to fill that space. Think about it. You're just standing, and they're looking at you, and it's not in the midst of the show. So what story is really being told? Yeah. It's setting yourself up.
Do a bell tone, do one bar of them that,
something that sets the tempo for you, and then go.
Yeah. It's funny because I'm thinking of like examples, but like Meadowlark from The Baker's Wife is one people do a lot. And that one is like 4 bars of intro, but it's quick. It's like dee-dee-dee-dee. So it goes by really fast. So that's fine. But other times when you're in a slow tempo, if you were to do the same, like 4 bars, it would be an eternity, essentially.
Yeah. And the same thing with an interlude. If you all have any cuts that has like a musical interlude, there's no need for that unless you have choreo that you plan on doing in your general audition to help with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
This has been a fun episode. Mail, thank you so much for your comments. Yeah. Keep the comments pouring, my friends. We want to see 20 comments in every video, at least.
Yeah, we're sending you out all of our love and light. We hope that you're doing well. And, with everything opening back up, I hope that you and your families are safe and that you're able to continue to pursue your dreams.
Yeah, thank you so much. And we'll do another mail video probably in a month.
Yeah. That sounds good.
Or sooner.
We'll see. We kind of play these episodes by ear. All right. See y'all later.
Bye-bye.